Okay, Greg, this is your lesson on, what's the date? It's March 31st, 2016. Like I said before you started recording, the posture is good. You're fine. Good flexed knees. The spine angle is good. Chin's up. It looks good. You're on the left, by the way. Okay, so now when you take it back, that's actually not a bad spot. Here's where the butt of the club started, this blue line, and so there's a little bit of a throwaway from your body, which is not. But I like the fact that it's toe up, and the club's outside your hands. The average golfer drags it inside and comes down. So this is a good air to have. And right now you're pointed at the ball. The shaft's pointed at the ball. Now what happens is your shoulder bumps into your chin. Yeah. Now from here you shut down your shoulder turn. Now it's just a hand lift. You just lift and see this? Yeah. So you're lifting this, and then your ear goes from the crosshairs back, so it's back here. Now you've got to come down the same distance, so it looks like it's up maybe 2 inches and back an inch. Now to hit it right, it's got to come back the same way. Yeah. So see, this is his takeaway. See how that overlaps his hands? See how the shaft is parallel to his toe line? Yeah. That's the perfect spot. And see the shoulder is really active. It's driving it. See it's driving it? Yeah. And then it gets it to this spot. Wow.
I'm too much above. I feel like I'm a little
bit over. Yeah, well, and this is why. There's a shaft there, so you're not really across the line. See the shaft right here. So right there, that's pretty good, Greg. But here, this is why it looks different than his. You've got about a 45-degree angle there. Yeah. He's got a 90-degree angle. See, it's almost vertical. So what happens is. And a lot of baseball players and everything else have a flying elbow, but you have to fight being too steep like this. If you just move it down like this, look, it's right on plane.
Oh, so I got to tuck that elbow in.
No, you don't tuck it in. It points down. You air out the armpit. Okay. There's a school of thought that puts something in here, but you have no width.
Yeah.
What you want is to air out the armpit, but it's pointed down to here.
Okay.
It's almost like this is a shelf, this is that support under. Here you can't.
Yeah.
So with the flying up, you're at a tendency coming too steep.
Yeah.
But you have a nice little pro move in there that keeps you from doing that. But you're fighting the natural movement of the body by having that flying elbow.
Yeah.
Now, Nicholas had a flying elbow and a lot of good guys, but not a lot of players.
Really?
No.
I'm almost going to game off the Nicholas.
Clearly. Okay, so now what I'll do. Let's see. What I'll do is I'll capture this photo for you. So, first, top, and then you could just print it out, and that's one of your yoga poses. You get to this top move,
and then right position.
Yeah, and to be honest too, I would cinch up this move, the takeaway. Get it just like his.
Yes.
Oops, I'm going the wrong way. See, his club is right there.
Yeah, in the back.
Yeah.
And
so. Yours is. Your club is here. See, it's a good position actually. It's outside your hands and it's toe up, but you've taken your hands and shoved them way here, and the idea is the butt of the club. You just rotate here. It goes straight back, then slightly inside. Here you lose connection.
I'm doing that.
Separating.
Yeah.
And you'll see a lot of pros, like my next door neighbor, would take his shirt like this, and he'd want to feel that connection here. And you see some guys with a glove under that armpit. You want the connection of that bicep to your pec.
Okay.
And then here, then you got at some point you got to reset it in here.
Yes.
So it's a small thing, but there's not much wrong with your swing. I'm telling you, you just have some refinement. Okay, so I'll capture that. Okay, so now you get to the top position. Now this is the magic move here. See?
Slide it in there a little.
Yeah. See the shaft. So right now the shaft is about here.
Yes.
And if you don't do anything, you're going to come down too steep, and then it's a lift and flip. But you got this thing going for you. You got this. It's a pro move where the first thing the club does is the head of the club goes whoop. Now you're all on plane. Somewhere along the line you figured out that's what it took. That's a move that doesn't come from.
It's a move I don't need.
No, you do need it. But it would be sure easier if you had that right elbow pointed down. Okay, so now you start. Okay, so that little move puts you all in plane. See how the butt of the club is pointed at the ball?
Yeah.
That's perfect. But you had to work hard getting there. You had this thing.
Yeah.
You got this.
Then I got tucked.
Then you
like a little double loop in there.
Right.
Loop out and then a loop.
Right.
Kind of like a figure eight.
And here's your look at the travels of your ear. It goes from the hairline to back and up. Now it comes straight down, and then back. That's why you're hitting off the toe.
Yes.
See it impact. You impact. There's where the crosshairs are. There's where it started. That's where you're hitting off the toe and also fat. Because your head's down and also back.
Yeah.
Lots of good to do those. Let's see. Okay, now I'm gonna kind of pick at stuff, but travels of the butt of the club is kind of looped, and that's because you lost connection right there. So you can see it's kind of in a C. Look at this guy. He takes it up. He's right on that yellow line. He's down right the yellow line.
Oh yeah.
So the trouble with having a loop is that too much or not enough?
Right.
If you take it up the line and down the line, you have to worry about the size of the loop.
Yeah.
It's there every time. So if we get this thing in here and just feel like it, and then we get the butt of the club coming right at the ball. Now, here's
a little more inside, and then keep that elbow in.
Now, here's something that you have to recognize. The difference between tennis and golf is way more precise, and that's why we have it's like cutting diamonds, because if you're off, 1 degree on face angle or center hit or something, you're just toast. Because the ball's going 300 yards or 100 yards, and then as opposed to tennis, right? I mean, you can hit within, like a 3-inch radius.
Right.
And you can also hit every third ball over the fence and win every match. So you don't have to be as precise.
That's true.
And that's why I try to tell people that are volleyball players and baseball players, we live in a world that isn't precise. Here, it's like cutting diamonds. And so what seems like extra movement with the hands, you can get by with as a baseball player, a tennis player, but not a golfer. has to be repeatable and very precise.
Yeah.
So, okay, so now when you come down, the only thing here when you come down, I mean, it's an arm swing down.
Yeah.
You haven't cleared your hips.
Yeah. Oh.
It's like a closed forehand without.
I feel very armsy.
Exactly.
My body.
Watch his lower body. Now watch his lower body. His hands stay there. Now watch his lower body. Oops, that's the back swing. Sorry. Watch. See how aggressive that lower body is?
Yeah.
Now, at this point, you got the double cheek thing from behind. 2 hip pockets, and the club is here. Now, at impact, he's like this. So you got this torque. It's called the X factor. So when you're coming in, you're kind of coming in like it's basically an arm swing.
Yep. Yeah, that's what I feel. Yep.
And he's got here, and then all of a sudden,
wham!
Wham!
Right.
He's got this X factor, the hips and the shoulder.
Yeah.
Yes. Yours is kind of like a chipping thing where your hips and shoulders are stacked like this. You don't need power, but here you need bam.
Oh, drive it through.
Yeah. So it's analogous to skipping a rock. You're trying to skip a rock like this.
Yes.
In reality, the rock stays here. You clear, and the last thing that comes through is the hand.
Then skip it.
That's what I was talking. Elliott forehand, right? I mean, he's already cleared out, and the racket's still here. Right. And he's like this. The modern with the open stand, they're already cleared out.
Right.
And so then you got all this torque already built in.
Yeah.
So maybe you hit a golf ball like open stand. Right.
Just kidding.
Okay, so but here's the good news is, I mean, your butt doesn't come away from the back wall. A lot of people are lifting foot. So take away that there are more things right with your swing than wrong. I've gone through like kind of a smorgasbord.
Sure.
But and I'm going to cut this off.